Hey everybody, it's Keith. I'm coming to you on location in Tennessee. I'm on my way to pick up my new bike. Some of you have seen my KLR videos, and the other bike I've got that I'm looking to replace is a 2002 VFR 800. I bought that bike new as well. It's got 110,000 miles on it. I've had both bikes for a while, and I've just gotten to the point where neither one of them are really good options for touring and taking multiple state trips. I like to take a yearly multi-state trip, take a week off, go riding with my friends. So I'm looking to get a bike that I can take pretty much anywhere and is comfortable being on a highway. The limitations I had with the KLR was it's just too much vibration. It's just not comfortable for doing a 400 or 500 mile day. I've taken it down to Virginia, West Virginia before, North Carolina, but you know, those ride homes are a real pain in the ass when you've got all this vibration. And my VFR is a great touring bike. I've actually taken it out to San Francisco from the East Coast, and I've done multiple iron butt rides on it, so it's very comfortable. But the bike's getting up there in age. It's 14 years old, 110,000 miles. Although it's been a phenomenal bike for me, I just don't know if I trust it to do the kind of touring I want. But both the bikes, the experience I've had with them has really informed me on what I'm looking for on my next bike. I knew I wanted something with hard bags. I knew I wanted something with an upright riding position like the KLR. I wanted something smooth. I wanted something with some power to it. I like that in the VFR. And with all the recent technology changes the last few years, you know, I wanted to try some of that too. So bikes now have different riding maps, traction control, different levels of ABS, ride-by-wire, stuff like that. So I was looking for a bike that I could tour on, was comfortable to ride all day, but that I could also take off-road, basically on public roads, gravel roads, stuff like the Puppy Dog route in Vermont or the Trans-Mass Trail. So it left a couple options open. Probably the bike most people are familiar with is the R1200 GS. But for me, I've ridden that bike before. No knock against it. It just kind of leaves me cold. It's a phenomenal bike, and a couple friends have some. But I was looking for something different. My experience with my Honda has kind of spoiled me on Japanese quality and not having to have any kind of work done on it. So the bike I was really drawn to was the Yamaha Super Tenere 1200. It's got factory hard bags. It's got shaft drive. It's got electronic cruise control in the new model, upright riding position, different riding maps, traction control, adjustable windscreen. You know, everything I've read is it's, you know, not quite the bike the GS is, but you get the reliability of a Yamaha. And for me, I'm a big value shopper. You really get a great price break. So I ended up looking around for a bit. My buddy tipped me off to a bike that's in North Carolina. Now, this bike is 900 miles away from where I live, but the price that it's offered at, I couldn't pass it up. My buddy looked at it, and I was able to work out a deal from Massachusetts. So I drove all night on just about an hour's sleep, and I'm maybe about an hour away from picking it up. So I'll show you guys the bike in a little bit. But I got a great deal on the bike. It's practically brand new. It was bought late last season. Only has 700 miles on it. Has a factory warranty. And the owner put hard bags on it, top case, driving lights, and crash bars. So it's essentially like a new bike. I figured I'm probably saving $4,000 or $5,000 over what I could buy a similar bike for at home. It's not the ES model, which is electronic suspension. I would have liked that, but for the price, you know, this was just too good to pass up. So I haven't even seen the bike yet. I've only seen pictures, but I'm really excited, and I think it's going to be a great replacement for the bikes that I currently have. Time will tell what I do with those, but so So that's why I chose the Tenere, and I'll show you guys some pictures and descriptions of the bike coming up. Hey folks, it's been a little more than 24 hours since I brought the bike home. I haven't even ridden it yet, but I wanted to do a quick walk around to show you some of the things that I like about it, and some of the things that the previous owner did. I bought the bike with only 700 miles on it. It still has a warranty. The owner bought it maybe 5 months ago, rode it a few times, and just decided he was going to make some life changes, and he sold it. So I got it. It was well worth the trip. The trip turned out to be 1,750 miles of driving. But anyway, onto the bike. One of the things the owner put on it were these alt-rider crash bars. Very sturdy. They go all the way around the front of the bike. You can see underneath. Then they attach to the opposite side, and they're bolted directly to the frame. They seem really sturdy. I think they're going to be great. There's some expensive guards. Interestingly, there's still a factory skid plate on it. That I'll have to change, and I'm going to look into options that I've got there. That thing you see on the oil filter is a magnet that the owner put on it. But now this bike is very clean. It'll never be this clean again, that's for sure. It looks brand new. Moving on to the front, the owner had put on these driving lights from a company called Rugged Ridge. Don't know much about them. Never had driving lights before. He did a little bit of an amateurish job on the wiring. There's lots of masking tape and loose wires hanging, which I got to address. He also added some stuff on the windshield. There's a deflector here that you can raise up over the top of the factory windshield, or I guess it's for buffeting. It's by a company called X Crane. Don't know much about that. And then on each side he added these deflectors. I think he primarily was interested in doing some touring. The tires are barely scuffed up. Moving on to the back, a big appeal for me were these saddlebags, these factory Yamaha bags. He's got the two side cases and the top case. That alone, I mean, it's probably at least $1,500, which it's going to be really handy. They're waterproof. I found them to be a little bit clunky to operate and remove, but as I get used to it, I think it'll be fine. Try to think what I don't think the owner really added anything else. I'll tell you some of the things I like about the bike. Just looking at it are primarily the shaft drive is a real big deal for me. Not having to worry about replacing chains anymore, lubricating them, maintaining them. And then I'm interested to try the different riding modes and maps that this bike has. I'm just getting used to the controls there. Everything's operated on the handlebars here on both sides. So the mode is going to operate whether you go into touring mode or sport mode. And we'll see how that goes. There's also traction control, which is operated up front. There's traction control 1, then you got traction control 2. If you hold it down, it shuts traction control off. So you can't turn the ABS off, as most people know. There's also electronic cruise control here. Turn it on, set it, go up or down. And then this button here is to operate the different modalities on your digital screen. So we'll see how it goes. I'm not really keen on the digital tachometer, but we'll see how that goes. Otherwise, I mean, the bike's got a 6-gallon gas tank. It goes 250 miles or more. It's going to be great for touring. I can't wait to take it out, and I'll post more videos as we go along. Thanks.